is it really a generational shift in the employees just saying, I just found a better, different way to get a pay raise? Or is it also maybe that companies have changed on how they treat their employees, or maybe there isn't a career path, or maybe there isn't job security like pensions or whatever it used to be. And it's like, yeah, the next layoff, you're just a number and you're being cut and it is what it is. Sorry, it's just business. Is it just the generational gap that we're talking about, or is there something when we talk about employee experience that also looks at maybe it's too transactional from a business perspective?
It's all of the above. It really is. I think, even when I was younger, I think we thought about, for example, my dad worked for Ford for 44 years. My grandmother worked for this company called Kirkwood Carbon for almost 30 years, right? I mean, that was definitely a thing. And there are still people. When I was at Fidelity, it felt like the average tenure of employees there was 30 years, 25 years. And I've worked with plenty of clients where, people have been with the company 20, 25, 30. So it's still happening. But I do think that those are folks that are like in my generation, your generation, right? It's not the younger, like my kids and their friends. I hear it from them all the time. Oh, if we go here, we'll get $1 more, we'll get $17 an hour, $18 when they were, talking about it a couple of years ago. Or if I move, and I'm like, wait a second, you've been with that company for 3 months. We don't need to do that, right? But we can make more, And so I do think it's a generational thing. I think that the older generations, I think we were just so used to your point, there were pensions, there were all of these things that kept us. I don't know if we were treated better, but it feels like employees are treated worse now. Honestly, I will say that. And I listen to some of the things that my kids say, and they're both in their early 20s, and I listen to what their friends say and that generation says, and I'm like, wow, that's really happening. What are companies doing today? Why are they treating people like this? And I don't understand it. I really don't. And I feel like there was this really cool shift during the pandemic where all of a sudden, wow, people mattered, right? Customers were really important, and employees, let's take care of our employees. Let's make sure they're, safe and blah, blah, blah. And then now it's kind of swung the other way again, where like in the last 2 years, it's swung the other way really hard. And it's the same stuff that we were seeing before the pandemic, where employees were like just an afterthought. Maybe it's just certain companies and companies that I've been exposed to with these kids that I've talked to, but it's really interesting how it seems like there's not an understanding that the employee experience drives the customer experience, and you have to take care of your people so that they take care of your customers, and the work ethic, I feel like, isn't the same. Fortunately, my kids have that German blood running through them, so they they got that work ethic, but not everybody's got it, and so, but sadly, like I said, I don't think employers are taking care, and I'm seeing it even with the candidate experience. So I think people don't think about where the employee experience starts. If the first impression starts when you're a candidate and you're first looking for a job, filling out the application, going through the interview process and all of that. And I've seen some pretty shady things happening. And especially now, and I don't know if you've seen this, I'm curious if you've seen it where you are, but especially now in this, where they made it, hey, you have to post the pay rate or the salary for the job. And I've seen some really shady things happening with that, where what they post is not what they're going to pay, and a whole combination of other issues. And I'm like, this doesn't feel right.